Have you ever wished that you could just make money without actually having to do anything? Just sit back and watch as the cash hits your bank account. Well, in reality, it's never that simple. Most of the time, no one's gonna give you any money without you investing anything first. Even if you were to try counterfeiting money, you'd have to buy a printer, paper, and ink. Plus, if you got caught, you go to prison. Does not seem worth it to me. I'd rather buy a nice big money tree. But even if money trees were real, I'd still need to buy the seeds, the water, and the lands to plant them on. Plus, I'd have to wait for the tree to grow, and that could take forever. Most passive streams of income are similar. It takes time and money to get them going, but in the end, they could pay off extremely well. In the last lesson, you learned about the two main active streams of income: earned income and profit income. In this video, you'll learn about the different passive streams of income: royalty income, interest income, dividend income, capital gains income, and rental income. By the end of it, you'll hopefully have a few ideas for some of the types of income you'll be working towards in the future. Let's get into it. Aside from earned income and profit income, there's actually a third type of income that comes from providing a good or service. Our first type of passive income stream is royalty income. No, not that kind of royalty. No, not that kind either. Royalties are small fees creators receive when somebody uses their copyrighted or patented work. Most people know about royalties from musicians. A musician creates music, which a record label then licenses and sells. Anytime a radio station wants to play one of those songs, or TV producers want to feature the song on a show, they pay the record company, and a portion of that profit goes to the songwriter. That amount the songwriter got because somebody wanted to use the music they wrote is royalty income. Other professions receive royalty income too, oftentimes for years and years afterwards. Authors receive royalties from their books being sold. Actors receive royalties called residuals when a movie they're in is licensed to a TV station or streaming service. And inventors receive royalties anytime their invention is used to make somebody else's product work. So, if you plan on becoming any sort of creator, whether you're creating art, media, or technology, you'll probably, at least partially, rely on royalty income, in addition to whatever earned income you're making from, creating whatever it is you're creating. The next form of passive income is one that anyone with a savings account receives: interest income, or income gained as interest from loaning money to other people or institutions. Remember what we discovered in a previous unit. While it's true that savings accounts will give you some interest, they usually don't make much. 13 cents a month isn't exactly enough for me to make a living off of. But there are other ways to make interest. You could use a high-yield savings account, which are savings accounts that offer much higher interest rates at the cost of a much steeper penalty for withdrawing money. Or you can invest in government bonds, which we'll go into in more detail in our unit on investing. You could even make interest by lending out money to people, but you probably wouldn't make much very quickly because interest rates for loans are extremely competitive. To put it simply, interest income is more of a slow trickle than a stream. And unless you're investing massive amounts of money into it, you're probably not going to make much out of it. In fact, the tax form you use to report interest income, known as a 1099 INT, is supposed to be used if you've made more than $10 a year from interest. And most people don't even know it exists because they've never had to use it. That's how hard it is to make anything off of interest income. If you're looking to get a little more bang for your buck on investments, you might be interested in earning dividend income. This is similar to interest income, but it comes from making investments in the stock market. The trouble with dividends is that those stock investments might not always be smart investments. Sure, if the company you invest in has a really great year, you stand to gain a ton of money. But if the company doesn't do too well, you can actually lose it. That's just the risk of the stock market. Of course, instead of holding on to the stock, you could always try to sell it before its value dips too low and you lose too much of your investment. Capital gains income is income from selling an asset for more than you bought it for, whether it be an investment or personal property like a car or a house. Capital gains tend to rack up huge returns, but that's after you've already spent a ton of money acquiring the assets in the first place. In general, capital gains income tends to be more of a sudden flood of cash rather than a steady stream. If you'd rather have assets that give you a steady stream of passive income, you might do better with rental income. Rental income is income obtained from renting out your property to other people. Landlords take property that they own, whether it be single houses, apartment buildings, or entire skyscrapers full of office space, and allow others to pay rent in order to use that property. Some of that revenue will be used to pay typical homeowner expenses, such as maintenance and repairs, but the rest goes into the landlord's pocket as rental income. Like with many passive income streams, before you can start raking in the money, you gotta spend some of it. In the case of rental income, it's kind of hard to rent out a property if you don't own any property. Before you can start making rental income, you have to have and spend enough money to buy property to rent out. On the plus side, once you do start making that rental income, you can use it to buy more property, to make even more rental income. Just don't go buying up all the property in town. It runs prospective homeowners the wrong way if there's no more homes left to own. Not all income streams are the same. Some bring steady flows of money, like earned income and rental income. Others, including interest income and royalty income, are more of a slow trickle. And sometimes you just get a huge flood of wealth all at once from capital gains income. The key is diversifying your income, or having income that comes from multiple different streams at the same time. Lots of people invest their savings while they work so that their money can grow quicker and they can eventually stop working. That's what people mean when they refer to their retirement account. Others turn their hobbies into streams of revenue, like people teaching music lessons. Some even take the plunge into the more expensive streams by pooling their money with friends and family. Then the profits are split between everyone that contributed, so they'll all get a second stream of income. What kinds of income streams do you think you'll have in the future? Maybe you should make a plan for when you'll invest in different kinds of income. For me personally, I think my next step is royalty income. Just as soon as I get cast as a big role in a movie. A lot of us will rely on earned income for most of our lives. But there's a lot of different ways you can be compensated for your work. Will you be paid an hourly wage or a yearly salary? Will you earn more through differentials or commissions or just tips and bonuses? In the next lesson, we're going to compare the benefits and drawbacks of all the different kinds of compensation your employers might offer you. See you then.